So, quick update, right? Now that I got y'all here, real quick, I know I've been MIA for like the past 2 days or so. There was something going on with my internet connection, excuse me, for some reason. I just got off the phone with Verizon. We finally resolved the issue, right? Hopefully, right? Um, so everything should be up and running, ready to go. It got so bad I couldn't even do a video upload. Like that's how bad it was. I know it's pretty late right now and I haven't even uploaded anything. So that's the reason for that, right? So hopefully everything is good to go now. And before we continue on with the video, we will be going live tomorrow morning for the Nintendo Direct, which will be at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, a.m. Okay, not p.m., a.m. So it's gonna be an early one. So those of y'all out there, set your alarms, get ready and get hyped because the day is finally here for the Nintendo Direct 2. And let's see what Nintendo got, right? So hopefully y'all can make it. I will be scheduling it, so hopefully YouTube does his job to send out the notifications out there, and hopefully you guys can all join me tomorrow morning as Nintendo does this big reveal, right? So thank y'all so much for rocking with me. We're gonna get straight into today's video, ladies and gentlemen. So staying on the topic of Nintendo, okay, we have here the, let's call it like the last set of rumors right before the tomorrow's Nintendo Direct, right? So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's take you over to Insider Gaming, and here we are, people. Okay, so this is over at insidergaming.com, and you see here developers are saying that Nintendo Switch 2 dev kits don't have 4K output. Okay, so the Nintendo Switch 2 is set to get its full reveal on April 2nd, and there are plenty of rumors and speculation about what the latest console from Nintendo will feature. One such rumor is that the Nintendo Switch 2 will support 4K resolution in some fashion. Past rumors suggest that the Switch 2 will support 4K when docked. When in handheld, however, it will have a 1080p resolution. Despite the claims of 4K support, however, there is some questions as to whether that's accurate based on what was said during the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco earlier this month. Okay, so they quote, "I heard this from one developer at GDC and also heard it separately in an email, but the dev kits, or some of the dev kits, don't have a 4K output." Insider Gaming's Tom Henderson said during the latest episode of Insider Gaming Weekly. All right. Will the Nintendo Switch 2 support 4K? It should be emphasized that the lack of 4K output on a dev kit doesn't automatically mean that the system won't support it. Console development kits don't often fully match the specs of the final system. For example, some dev kits could offer more memory to allow for better debugging and leave out features that don't impact testing too much, like, in this instance, a 4K output. Sticking on the topic of dev kits, to follow up on a prior Insider Gaming report on developers expecting them in June, it was clarified that it is likely that some of the major third-party developers have them already. It's the smaller studios that are still waiting on them to come in. So, and then they ask you, do you think the Switch 2 will support 4K in some manner? Right? So that's the article, right? So this is just the last bit of rumors to come out right before tomorrow's big day. It better have 4K when it's docked, right? That's something that we should all be expecting right now. Nobody should be saying, oh, it's okay if it doesn't have 4K when it's docked. I'm not trying to hear none of that. Like, we're in the year 2025, right? It doesn't mean that Nintendo all of a sudden needs to start, making their games using the UE5, right? Or something like that. That's not what it means. but there needs to be some sort of major upgrade from the original Switch, which the original Switch was already an outdated console to begin with. You understand? So it's only right that we should all be expecting tomorrow Nintendo to come in here and show us, at least when the Switch 2 is docked, that we getting 4K output out of it, right? That's all I'm saying about this. Because there's not pretty much else to say due to the fact that the big day is tomorrow. Let's see what they come with. They're gonna reveal all the specs tomorrow, everything that the Switch 2 is gonna be able to do. Hopefully they're gonna show us, we are expecting at least 4 to 5 game launches, right? That should come with it. So we're waiting on that as well. And whatever else they decide to do there. Oh, the last thing is will they show the third party games that's going to be coming to the new Nintendo Switch 2? That's another thing we got to look forward to, right? Because that's the big thing. They're going to be able to bring more third party games over because the Switch 2 will now be able to handle a lot of those games. So that's it right there, right? Let's just wait till tomorrow. Let's get it popping for tomorrow morning, people. We're gonna have to be hyped. Think about this. At 9 a.m. in the morning, bro, we're gonna have to be out here all hyped. So let's see what happens. Hopefully Nintendo comes through for us, and hopefully, you know, they do something out of this world that's gonna change my mind and say, I need to get this Nintendo Switch 2 day one. You don't understand? That's what Nintendo needs to do right now. You are going to have all those people who are going to get it automatically no matter what. Whatever Nintendo does, they're going to get it. But there's a lot of people right now that are on the fence with one of the big major keys to that is the fact that they went back to an LCD screen instead of staying on an OLED screen. And we all know the reason why they're doing that, right? But, you know, they have to get these people's attention and wow them in order for them to change their minds and say, you know what, this is worth getting launch day. So let me save up my money for the pre-orders, right? So that's it right there for this Nintendo news. We're gonna leave it here because the big day's tomorrow. So hopefully, you know, y'all set your alarms, y'all wake up early, and hopefully y'all could catch me on the live tomorrow morning. Okay. So, and staying on Nintendo, right? We're going to keep moving to the next topic of this video. So, here we are, people. Staying on Nintendo, right? So, the Halo the Master Chief Collection may not launch in its entirety on the Switch 2. This is the other latest rumor, right? So, it says here, several first-party Xbox titles have jumped to other platforms, starting with Sea of Thieves, Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, and Grounded last year. The trend continues with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and Forza Horizon 5 in April. But what about other flagships like Halo? Rumors emerged last January about Microsoft bringing Halo the Master Chief Collection to PS5 and Nintendo Switch 2. According to The Verge's Tom Warren, on an episode of the Xbox 2 podcast, Nintendo's platform could see the launch of only select titles from the collection. I don't know if it's going to be the collection in the sense of, yeah, we don't think it'll have every game, put it that way. The most I can say right now, the decision will be baffling, though maybe Microsoft doesn't want to include Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition, so it can release the rumored remake/remaster instead. Regardless of the decision, we'll find out April 2nd when Nintendo's dedicated direct for the Switch 2 airs. The console allegedly launches in June with pre-orders kicking off on April the 9th. Stay tuned for the official announcement in the coming days, which is tomorrow, okay? So, real quick, this is just the latest rumor out there. I just wanted to put it out there. Let's wait and see until tomorrow. I don't understand why Microsoft will do something like this, right? Like, out of the collection, let's take some games out of there and not give it into the collection, I don't understand why. I get like he's trying to say like they're trying to do the Combat Evolved anniversary. They're trying to do a remake out of it, right? It doesn't matter. Bring the collection how it is. It's going to PlayStation. It's not like you're trying to do the same thing on the PlayStation console, which is, take that one out of there too. No. You're just doing it for the Switch too, right? So, why put yourself in a position like that? It's just unnecessary. Just throw it in there in the collection and you could still come out with the remaster or the remake. It don't matter. It's just all about how you market it, right? When you decide to do that remake or remaster. That's what it's all about marketing. Do it right. And most people will be like, oh, I'll skip the Combat Evolved on the Master Chief collection and I'll play the remake instead, especially if you price it right. So that's just the latest rumor about that that I had for y'all. And I have one more topic here. It might take a little bit of time, but we're gonna get through this because I need to speak about this, right? So, crossing over to the last topic of this video here, right? Let me bring this down a little bit just so you can see better. Okay. So, as you see here, we have videocards.com, right? Desktop RTX 5090 twice as fast as the laptop version. All right. So here we go. So here it is. The GeForce RTX 5090 laptop equals half of the desktop. So there are hardly any sites like Notebook Check that provide such extensive test results. All right. Wait. Okay, I can't click it. Okay. For laptops, this media outlet always gone above and beyond to notice all the quirks and features, much like a popular car reviewer would. The RTX 50 laptop launch was a bumpy road, according to Tom's Hardware. They reported problems obtaining basic information, such as availability dates of the laptops they were testing, not to mention limited access to these systems before the official embargo. As a result, most reviews seen on day one were of the Razer Blade 16 systems. This laptop does not utilize the RTX 50 series to its maximum potential, as the TGP is limited to 160 watts. Excuse me. Notebook Check currently has a similar laptop from Asus that can conclude based on this that the RTX 5090 offers half the performance of the desktop model. So they say here, this is from Notebook Check, right? From the glass half empty perspective, the raw 15 to 30% boost is rather minor for a GPU generation 3 years in the making. This means that NVIDIA is relying heavily on DLSS features and the new transformer model to separate the new mobile RTX 50 series from the outgoing mobile RTX 40 series. Furthermore, laptop gamers will want to keep their expectations in check, as the mobile RTX 5090 can be 50% slower than the desktop counterpart, as shown by our benchmarks below. So, this is the benchmark that they ran right here, okay? This is it right here, people. Listen. Basically, everything we've been saying, right? And a lot of people, especially people like Jay's 2 cents, right? So shout outs to Jay's 2 cents. Telling everybody that NVIDIA now is relying heavily on AI, right? On the AI technology. When we saw that presentation, that's all that was being said. AI, AI, and more AI. Everything was about AI, right? So, like Alan said here in his review, NVIDIA is relying heavily on the DLSS features and the new transformer model. That's it. So it's not necessarily about the raw power. They're selling everybody AI, all right? Frame generation, transformer models, right? Everything that outside of the raw power, that's what NVIDIA is now focusing on. That's why Jay's 2 cents said in that video that, people such as himself are no longer, NVIDIA's customer anymore. NVIDIA doesn't need to try to impress them anymore. Why? Because they are now switching to AI. They have a new customer now. So they know they could just go on stage and put on a beautiful showcase and everybody's going to fall for it. Especially when you come with a price tag at $549 for the 5070 and things like that, right? Saying that it matches the same power as a 4090, everybody's gonna go crazy. So this is just another example, and let's continue on here, right? Chinese media also provide a comparison to the RTX 5090D desktop. The gap seems to be wide, and there's hardly a reason why the laptop version should be even called RTX 5090. However, we can also look at this from a positive side. The laptop GPU has 150 watts slash 175 TGP, whereas the RTX 5090 desktop model has 575 watts TDP. That's almost 1/3 of the power requirement, all while maintaining half of the performance. Now, to that I say, we cannot look at this on a positive side. We should not, because even though they're saying is maintaining half of the performance, then why is NVIDIA doing something like this? That's the question I have for everybody. My allergies are destroying me. This is the question that I have for everybody. So why is it that it's okay? Why is it that we can look at this from a positive side, showing us the laptop has 150 watts and the desktop has 575, still maintaining half of the performance? It is a laptop, keep that in mind, yada yada, everything to lower your expectations. Oh, it is a laptop though, remember, it's a laptop. Okay, so if it's a laptop, then why do we have to pay $4,500 for a 5090 laptop? Can somebody answer that question for me? You know why I'm asking this question? Look at this. $43, $44, $4,500. You know why I'm asking that question? Because let's move over to the desktop 5090s, right? We move over to the desktop. Look at the prices. Can somebody tell me, please? $4,600 compared to $4,500? You're talking about half the performance, you said, right? This is what they're saying here. Half the performance. It only cost $100 less than a 5090 desktop. Are you understanding now? Am I making that clear? 45, 46, 4,900, $5,000, 4,400. Look, $4,400 for a 5090 2 terabyte NVMe SSD, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 memory. Listen, man, this has the AMD Ryzen 9 9900X, right? $4,400. You come over here, desktop, giving you half the performance, cost even more than that. Why is that? Why can't you sell these laptops at half the price then? What is the big issue here? Oh, it has half the performance? Okay, give me half the price then. 45? No, bring that down to $2,300 if you're getting a laptop. Everybody knows playing gaming on a laptop is not the same as gaming on a desktop. It is just it's a known fact already. We don't even have to explain that here, right? So why should it cost the same amount as a 5090 desktop with 2 terabytes of NVMe SSD, bro? 32 gigabytes DDR5. AMD Ryzen 9. We talking about top of the line desktop when we talking about specs over here. So why should this laptop cost the same? I'm not understanding that. See, this is the issue that I have with these people. Nobody's bringing something like this up to the forefront. Nobody's shining the light, shedding the light on this. But when it was PlayStation's turn with a $700 console that is somewhat doing miracles out here, everybody was having an issue with it. Everybody. So that's why I'm bringing this up here, because I saw this and I couldn't believe my eyes. I had to speak on it. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. I have nothing else to say about this. This is absolutely disgusting, absolutely ridiculous, unbelievable. I don't know what else to say about this. Nvidia's out here, just doing nasty work on people, bro. Nasty work. We've seen it's had one of the worst launches of a product in history. It's going down in the history books. That's how bad the 50 series cards launches have been. All sorts of problems everywhere. The 5080, which is supposed to be a very, very powerful graphics card, people have ran tests on it and it is not it. They're saying, yo, if you got a 4080 Super or 4080, you might as well stay right there, because the 5080 for the price that you're gonna look at is not worth it. Just wait. So, especially, and I'm not even gonna talk about the 5070. I'm not even gonna go there, right? So it is sad at the same time, bro. It's sad because we should have seen this red flag as soon as he said 5070 for $549 with the same power of a 4090. We should have suspected something right there and then, because that's fishy right there. You're not gonna tell me a 4090 comes out and you selling it at retail price $1,500, right? And here comes the 50 series cards, and all of a sudden you're able to trim that price of $1,000 and offer this at $549 with the same amount of power. We should have seen it by then. But anyways, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one. I'm gonna leave the video right here. Thank y'all so much for being here today with me. And once again, I apologize for being away for the past couple days. I did mention it to the members on the Discord. So hopefully, if you're a member watching right now, and hopefully you got to see that message. Thank y'all so much. We will be live tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Nintendo Direct is going down tomorrow morning, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, thank y'all so much for being here. It is your boy, the gifted one here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone.